السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. حياكم الله، أهلا وسهلا. How's everyone? كيف حالكم جميعا? Hope everyone's doing good inshallah. What I'm going to do is post the WooClap link. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. صلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Everyone hear me inshallah? Hope everything's good. حياكم الله. Welcome everyone to today's session, which is day 2 of the vocabulary challenge. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it a success, that all of you pass this challenge inshallah ta'ala. Of course, as you guys know, there have been some delays here and there for multiple reasons. Some reasons to do with some emergency situation with one of the main team members and two of the other team members living in Egypt, where they have limited access to electricity stops a couple of hours every day. But we keep on going inshallah ta'ala. We do the best that we can. Of course, this is also the first time we're actually doing this kind of challenge, so there are going to be hiccups along the way. We are learning, we're trying things out, we are so I need everyone inshallah ta'ala to be patient with us, and I guarantee you inshallah that things will only get better. Now, the very first thing is that, of course, there are some issues, right, that some of you have brought up, especially when it comes to Quizlet. I want to talk about the Quizlet issue, especially when it comes to typing and diacritics, right, adding the harakat and the tashkil. The problem is, I'm going to try and be as quick and concise as possible. The problem is that on Quizlet, students want two things. They want, number one, they want to see the correct harakat for each word so that they know how to pronounce the word. But then when it comes to practice time and writing time, they don't want to write the harakat, because the harakat you can easily get wrong and there's too much space for error. So what do we do about it? That's a big problem, right? Some of the solutions is to record the audios for the words and then make sure that none of the words have harakat. That way you know how it's pronounced, but when you come to the written section, you don't need to write the tashkil. Another option is, like I showed you on the portal, disable the writing practice. Disable it when you're doing the learning mode. That's the best way. And then you can do writing practice either through the assignments or in different ways. We are still actively looking at solutions to this problem, but that is basically where we stand. So going forward, I'm going to remove all of the harakat, all of the tashkil from the words, the Arabic words, so that you can do the writing mode if you need to. And hopefully we're going to try and upload some audio so that you know how to pronounce it, inshallah. But that's not something that I can promise will be done very quickly. Now, the grammar challenge is going to be after 2 weeks. Another issue is, and I need your input on this, all of you. So I want you to join WooClap. Please join WooClap. I'm going to do a quick poll, important poll, very important poll. And I'm doing this poll with you guys because you guys are attending live as opposed to putting it on the WhatsApp group. Because those people who are attending or on the WhatsApp group, some of them might be attending live, some of them might not. So what's most important to me is the input from those of you that actually attend live every time. So the question about that is, I'm thinking of, instead of doing the the vocabulary challenge every single day, which is very difficult for myself, and I'm sure it's very difficult for some of you as well. What I'm thinking of doing is doing this live session once every other day, and that would also give you 2 days to do the assignments and perfect those 50 words or 100 words, whatever the number of words you meant to learn. So shall we do these sessions once every other day instead of daily? That's basically the poll. I want to have your input. For me, it is an absolute yes, because I'm really struggling to keep up. We're playing catch up, right? I want to stop playing catch up and, be able to have everything ready in time. But I'm struggling with that because by the time I do this session, I need to start working on tomorrow's words and everything. And because I'm doing the first time, I can't say to you the whole program is ready. I'm literally building in public, which is the way I do things. I don't normally do things in advance, but 90% of everything is ready. But the last 10% is what I'm trying to implement now, and which I'm benefiting from these sessions because they force me to deliver. So it's a challenge for you guys, it's a challenge for me too. If you guys thought that this challenge was all about you, you're mistaken. This is a challenge for me as much as it's a challenge for you. I'm challenging myself to see how much value I can create in those days, inshallah. Naam, every other day. Okay, so it seems it's almost unanimous. Jazakallah khair. Naam, it's almost unanimous that every other day is better. Alhamdulillah. So that means today we have day 2, then tomorrow you do the assignments and everything, and then the day after we have day 3, and so on and so forth. Which means the challenge would last, instead of 10 days, it is going to last 14 days. And I'm not saying it's going to last 20 days because we already had breaks in between. Like the 5th day was a break and the 10th day was a break. But this way, instead of, it's going to be 16 days, 16 days instead of 10 days, 16 days. So just 6 extra days. Type. So the grammar challenge will start 1 week late. But alhamdulillah, I'm happy that alhamdulillah, I'm happy that all of you agree with that. That is tawfiq from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. I can't say all of you, but most of you at least. Type. Level 1. Barakallah feekum. Today, we're going to start with obviously explanation for level 1, but obviously level 3 students, level 2 students, they can join and they can benefit. So today's theme, Barakallah feekum, is at home. Okay. So last theme was personal identity. Now we're going to do everything related to at home, or everything that is related to being at home or what have you, right? Type. Type. There was one other note I was going to talk about, which is that we had 3 sections. We had assignments, practice, and games, okay, on the portal. And I'm sorry for all the technical stuff, but it's important, right? And when it comes to that, actually going forward, why don't I share window? Let me share this window. I'm tired of changing it all the time. Okay. So right now what I've done is, barakallah feekum, I have put everything, all the practice activities in each level. So we're going to have 2 sections, the assignments and the games. So keep that in mind. The practice section, I'm going to get rid of that. Everything's going to be in the level. So those of you that are on level 3 and you want to benefit from maybe some of the content of level 2, I say to you, join both levels. But just do the assignments for level 3. Make sure you finish all the assignments for at least 1 level. And then the other levels, you can enroll to it, you can access it to gain benefit from whatever is that. Or another option is that I create 1 course with literally everything. Maybe that's better. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section, inshallah ta'ala. Okay? So let's start with the explanation then. This theme is at home. And this week we have, or this today we have nouns, function words, and verbs. So last time we didn't do any verbs. Today we're going to introduce a few verbs, inshallah. Nouns are names of places and things and the likes. Verbs are actions that you do. But in Arabic, of course, nouns and verbs are very much related and connected to each other because the nouns, or a lot of the nouns, are taken from verbs. So there's a connection. That might not be the case in English, but that is the case in Arabic, which makes it so beautiful. In terms of nouns, we have rooms, furniture, and clothing. Rooms, furniture, and clothing. For function words, we have prepositions and locational adverbs. Now, these are almost the same thing. Okay? They just talk about where something is. But there's a distinction to be made when it comes to Arabic, huruf al-jar, and when it comes to zarf al-makan, which is something more technical. We don't talk about that right now. But basically, these are words to say where something is. And I thought that this is very useful to take in today's theme, because in your house, you can have rooms in different places. You can have furniture in different places. So this is all about, today's words is all about places within the house right? And objects that you would find within the house, and how to express where those things are. Okay, that's why the main question word for today is only one. Last time we've done men, who. Now we're doing aina. That's the main question word. Aina, where. Okay, so put these things together, the rooms and the furniture and the clothing and these function words, you'll be able to create some beautiful sentences, inshallah. And at the end, I'm going to show you some of the template sentences that you can create, inshallah. I will do that towards the end. Okay. In terms of verbs, we have again some verbs, and these verbs are the verbs that, generally speaking, happen at home. These are verbs that, what generally speaking, are verbs you do at home. Okay, so that's what connects all of them together. Okay, let's start with the rooms. Rooms, obviously, in the house, you have matbakh, which is kitchen, musalla, which is a place where you pray. Not everyone has a musalla at home, but it's good to have one. If you have a dedicated room, alhamdulillah. If not, your musalla might be a corner in the room. Musalla literally means a place of prayer. So it could be anywhere. Then you have hammam, bathroom, ghurfat naum, bedroom. Now, ghurfa means room, naum means sleep. So, sleeping room. That would be the literal translation. But in English, we say bedroom. And we have ghurfat al-julus, which again, ghurfa means room and julus means sitting. So, the room for sitting down, which in English we call living room. Okay? In terms of furniture, which obviously these furnitures are going to be in different rooms. That's one of the aspects in which we are going to practice today, or even in the exercise as well, which is where do these furniture belong? So there's a connection between the rooms and the furniture. So you have Ma'idah, dining table. There's actually a surah in the Quran called Surah Al-Ma'idah, and it's about the request of Isa alayhi salam. When Allah said, when Isa alayhi salam said, "Anzil alayna ma'idatan min as-sama." That's what the Hawariyun, they asked for. They said, "Oh Isa, to prove that you're really a prophet." Um, or they said, "Ask your Lord to set down for us a table full of food." Right? So that's also means that's what they call dining table as well. A story in Surah Al-Ma'idah. Sitara, curtain, carpet, sajjada. Now, sajjada, um, it's used as carpet, right? But if you look at the origin of the word, it comes from sajada, which means to prostrate. And it's because, you prostrate on a carpet. Or sometimes sajjad is also used for prayer mat. Okay, so they use it for both. Prayer mat or carpet is used for both. Okay, sometimes they call carpet other. They've got fetish other names for carpet as well, but that's one of them. Arika means couch, just like Allah says, "Ala al-araiki yattaki'un." Arika, araik is the plural of arika. Allah says, on araik yattaki'un, they recline on sofas and couch. Yani in Jannah. May Allah Ta'ala make all of us from the people of Jannah. Then you have sarir. Okay. Surur. Sururin marfu'a. Like Allah says, surur is the plural of sarir. And then athatha. Athatha is a piece of furniture. Okay. So keep that in mind. All of these things are athatha. So I should have put it at first actually. A piece of furniture is called athathatun. So Ma'idah is an athathatun. Sitara or sajjad is an athathatun. Arika. Even though one might argue that curtain and carpet are not really pieces of furniture, but I thought I'll put all of them in that category. Then we have clothing, piece of clothing. We have qamis, shirt, thobe, garment, and obviously thobe, the way people use it, they mean by it as well the thobe that men wear. Okay, but in its origin it means garment. Mi'taf, coat, and jilbab, the female robe that they use to cover themselves, right? Jilbab, okay? And hijab as well is also called that thing that Muslim women wear. Um, so they're both the two synonyms, jilbab, hijab, they're kind of the same thing, okay? Type. Now, those were the nouns. Let's see what questions we have for you on WooClap. Bismillah. Okay. Okay, let's do some practice on WooClap. So we talked about these different rooms, huh? Okay, now I want you to tell me أين الحمام by looking at this picture. Just click on it, inshallah. أين الحمام. Here we have أين, which we said is a question word. You ask where, huh? So أين الحمام. Okay, that seemed like it was an easy question, huh? Mumtaz. Okay, so that's the correct answer. One person chose this room over here. That's not hammam, that's matbakh. Okay. I would have wished they hid the answers from you guys as they come in. Can you guys see my screen actually? You can't. Oh, okay. You can't even see Wooklab. All right. I thought I went to Wooklab. Um, I thought I was sharing my whole window, by the way. Okay. Okay. طيب حمام, that was the hammam. Next question. أين غرفة الجلوس? I want to navigate away because I don't want you to see the answer. Okay. أين غرفة الجلوس? Okay, it seems like you guys are not in agreement. أين غرفة الجلوس? Okay. Okay, so the correct answer is here. This is غرفة الجلوس. That's غرفة الجلوس. Okay. This is غرفة الجلوس. Not the other rooms. Okay. Next one. أين المطبخ? أين المطبخ؟ أين المطبخ؟ المطبخ. Now, مطبخ is taken from a verb called طبخ. 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 يطبخ. طبخ يطبخ, giving you a quick hint, means to cook. طبخ يطبخ means to cook. مطبخ is the place where we cook. Just like masjid is the place where we make sujood. Musalla is the place where we perform salah. This is how the Arabic language, subhanAllah, is so much connected to each other. You have the verb and then you have the place where you do that verb is connected. And this is what you learn in sarf. Okay? نعم. So this is مطبخ. Okay? أحسنتم. Is there one more? نعم, one more. أين غرفة النوم? أين غرفة النوم؟ Okay. نعم. غرفة النوم is here. النوم, sleep. غرفة النوم, the room where we sleep. طيب, ممتاز. Okay. Okay. طيب. Then we have, barakallahu fikum, verbs. Next, we're going to talk about verbs. Actually, we got function words as well. Let's talk about the verbs first, actually. Okay. We have, actually, no, we'll do the function words first. We said we have prepositions, we have locational adverbs, and question word. We already done the question word, which is aina. Already talked about that. Sahih. In. Where. So whenever you want to ask about something's whereabouts, where it is, you say aina. Aina followed by whatever thing you're looking for. أين المطبخ؟ أين الأولاد؟ أين محمد؟ أين المسجد؟ أين الكتاب؟ أين? Where is? طيب. That's the question word. Prepositions, we have four. Four prepositions. في, على, إلى, and من. Okay? في, على, إلى, and من. These four things. في means in. So fi means inside of. However, having said that, fi can also have other meanings. That's why prepositions are different, or the huruf al-jar. That's what they're called actually. But I don't want to make things difficult with Arabic terms at this stage. They're called huruf al-jar, and even though it means in, it doesn't always mean in. Sometimes it takes on the meaning according to context. So if I say to you, for example, أحبك في الله, أحبك في الله, it doesn't literally mean in. It means I love you for the sake of Allah. Okay? Or الجهاد في سبيل الله, in the way of Allah. Doesn't mean in the way as in literally, but it means for that sake. Ala means on. Ala means on. Just like when you say sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Ala, alayhi. Which means upon as well. It means on or upon. Okay, so you can say something like القلم على الطاولة. The pen is on the table. إلى means to and min means from. So إلى is the goal, is the destination, whereas min is the starting point. So you would say, for example, أخرج من بيتي إلى المسجد. أخرج, which means to leave, من بيتي, from my house, من بيتي. That's the starting point. إلى المسجد, to the mosque. Okay, I can't say, if I say أخرج إلى البيت, that wouldn't make sense unless I'm already outside the house, right? So you say أخرج من بيتي, that's the starting point, إلى المسجد, to the masjid. So whenever you want to express that you're going from somewhere to somewhere, then min is the starting point, إلى is the destination. طيب? All right, now let's do some practice on that. Bismillah. Back on WooClap again. So you're going to have this little apple, right? And I want you to write down, now you have to do some typing. Okay? Tell me, أين التفاحة? Where is the apple? I want you to write down where the apple is. أين التفاحة? So look at the screen. You have to write in the blank. You can have a blank. التفاحة, something, الصندوق. What goes here? So think of those prepositions that we talked about. Huh? Oh, sorry. 1 second. I didn't even cover these yet. Let me go back. You can stop answering if you want, because I didn't talk about the locational adverbs yet. Okay, so my bad. Okay, going to stop this for a moment. We'll come back there. We'll come back to that question. Okay. My bad. Let me actually cover the locational adverbs. We talked about the prepositions. What are the locational adverbs? They are these. These are basically words that show you where something is compared to something else. So you're not gonna have these words all by themselves. You can't just say folk, above. Above what? Okay, so this is a relative location of something compared to something else. So the first one is baina, in between. Okay, baina, in between. So you might have, let's say, a pen that is in between two books. You would say al-qalamu bayna al-kitabayn. Or you might say al-qalamu bayna, or you might say, for example, al-masjidu bayna al-bayti was-suq. The masjid is in between the house and the shop. Yameen means right, to the right of something. Okay? Bayti yamin al-masjid. My house is to the right of the masjid. Bayti khalf al-masjid. My house is behind the masjid. Okay? You might say al-qalamu fawq al-tawila. The pen is on top of the table. Okay, you might say al-masjidu shimal al-suq. The masjid is to the left of the suq. Or you might say amam. Okay, as-sayyaratu amam al-masjid. The car is in front of the masjid. Or you might say taht, under. Okay, under. Such as al-wisadatu taht al-sarir. The pillow is underneath the bed, for example. Right? So these are what we call the locational adverbs. So these things are all connected, the prepositions and the location. They're very close to each other, but as you can see, the meanings are different. Okay, locational adverbs are very strictly talking about location, whereas prepositions are more general. They can be used for other things as well. They don't always specifically mean a physical location of something compared to something else. Okay? Type. But for now, if you remember them together, these 12 words, then they can give you the meaning of something's, the meaning of where something is. Okay? Type. All right. Let's do some practice again. Bismillah. Don't worry if you're slow on this, or you're not catching up, or you're getting the questions wrong. This is just to give you a taster of what exercises you'll be doing and how you will be perfecting these words, inshallah. So do not despair or anything. Okay? I've just literally exposed you to these words. I don't even expect you to know them or memorize them or remember them in one go. It's just as those of you that might have done this before, then this is a good way to test your abilities. So now the question is, أين التفاحة? التفاحة something الصندوق. Those of you that have a blurry screen, change the quality of the video in your YouTube settings. Okay, I'm streaming at 1080 quality, which should be clear enough, right? But it could be that your YouTube settings, you are streaming a low quality video. Okay, now level 2 will start in a moment. Barakallah fikum. We just start like 5 minutes later. We'll start level 2 in a moment. 5 minutes, inshallah. طيب أين التفاحة؟ Answer is التفاحة فوق الصندوق. فوق. 17% of you got it right. Others have said, let's see what the other answers are. Oh, man. Okay, I messed up my resolution. Oh, I don't know how this works. What is it doing? Now, there we go. The other answers that we got are, it's not showing. Yeah, here we go. So some of you wrote ala, which is kind of correct actually, to be honest. You can also say ala sunduq, no problem. فوق الصندوق. But right now we're doing locational adverbs, by the way. So going forward, the following questions, just use the 8 locational adverbs, unless they don't fit, because it could be that those are not suitable. But ala, it's correct. فوق is correct. في is not correct. Okay. خوف, لا not خوف, فوق. تحت, no, تحت is wrong. Okay. All right. Don't write English, by the way. Next question. أين التفاحة؟ أين التفاحة؟ التفاحة ها. Okay, 10 more seconds. 10. I know it's going to take you up time to write, so I'll give you a bit more time. Writing takes longer than actually. So only these words are only 2 or 3 letters for most part. Type. Okay, 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Bismillah. نعم. في. نعم التفاحة في الصندوق. أحسنتم. التفاحة في الصندوق. Some of you wrote في without the 2 dots. That's a problem. You have to write the ya with 2 dots. Some of you wrote تحت الصندوق. No, it's not تحت الصندوق. It's actually في الصندوق. تحت means underneath. بين. لا, it's not بين. بين would be if you had 2 boxes and it was in between 2 boxes. Okay? If you want to use بين here, maybe you would say التفاحة بين جنبي الصندوق. يعني you might say in between the 2 sides of the صندوق. You want to say بين الصندوق. Okay. أنا تحت أمام. It's not أمام. Okay. طيب ممتاز. Next one. أين التفاحة؟ أين التفاحة؟ أين التفاحة؟ أين التفاحة؟ نعم. All right, 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Correct answer is تحت. MashaAllah. You see, a major improvement from before. You guys are getting the hang of it, MashaAllah. تحت. نعم. All right. Let's quickly talk about the verbs and then we're done. These were the prepositions. In terms of the verbs, we have, in total, we have 5 verbs. Okay. These are, again, like I said, things you do at home. استيقظ, which means to wake up. استيقظ, sorry, to wake up. لبس, which means to wear clothes يعني. Nama, which means to sleep. Sakana, which means to live in. And dhahaba, which means to go. So these things are things you do at home, right? You wake up in the morning, you sleep at night, put your clothes on, you live at a house, and you might go somewhere, or you might go home. أذهب إلى البيت, for example. Okay? Now, these are verbs. Now, right now, at this stage, and this is a very important point for level 1 students. My dear level 1 students, your number one priority as part of this vocabulary challenge at this moment in time is to just build your vocabulary bank. That's what it's all about. These verbs, yes, you can't say ذهب at all times. You have to conjugate it properly based on who is doing it. You would say أذهب and تذهب and يذهب and ذهبت. Verb conjugation, that's what we're going to practice in the grammar challenge. Right now, I just want you to remember the verb for to go or to sleep or to live in. Memorize it. Rote memorization. Remember the verb. Once you remember the verb and you have a good, healthy vocabulary bank, then inshallah ta'ala, when we get to the grammar stage, sorry, I thought I was showing you the notes. Nah, there we go. Once we get to the grammar stage, then you can recall these words and use them to practice your grammar. Okay, so right now, don't worry about how to use these verbs in a sentence. You're not ready for that. But you can memorize them and remember them. Okay, now I'm going to ask you, these are the last exercises before we go on to level 2, which is match the words. One question. I want you to match each word with each verb with the place where it happens. Okay, so where do we do these things? Okay, let me show you the screen. Okay, we have أنام على. Where do you sleep? أسكن في. Where do you live? أصلي على. What do you pray on? أذهب إلى. Where do you go to? Okay, so I want you to match these things. Okay, أنام أسكن في أصلي على. So connected. Okay, I think we only have not many answers that came through so far. I don't know what's wrong with this. Every time it's crazy the way this works. Zoom in is really view, zoom to actual size. Okay, that's better, I think. But now the letters are too small. Anyway, yeah, there we go. Anamu. Okay. Yalla, 10 more seconds and then we're done. We start with level 2. 5. Yalla, 20 seconds. I'll give you the time. Yalla, bismillah. Okay, level 2, guys. Ahlan wa sahlan, marhaban. We are going to start with you guys right now after this question. Okay, 5 seconds left. All right, there we go. So, anamu ala sarir. That's what you do. You sleep on a bed. Askunu fi bayt. You live in a house. أصلي على السجادة. وأذهب إلى المصلى. Now these two, a lot of you got it wrong, and I saw that coming. Now, why is أصلي على المصلى wrong? Nah, that's wrong. Why? Because musalla is a place. You don't pray on a place. You pray in a place. Whereas sajjad is an object, the carpet. You can pray on it. Likewise, أذهب إلى المصلى makes sense. You go to the prayer room. But you can't say أذهب إلى السجادة. You're praying to the sajjada. يعني is the sajjada your qibla or something? Or sorry, أذهب إلى السجادة. I'm going to the sajjada. How does that make sense? You're going to the carpet. Who goes to a carpet? Might go to the carpet store, but you don't go to a carpet. That's right. So this shows you the importance of these prepositions. They make sense in certain places, in other places they don't make sense. Okay, so أصلي على السجادة أذهب إلى المصلى. Okay, بارك الله فيكم. طيب, so we're done with level 1. Bismillah. بارك الله فيكم. If you want to hang around, um, then you're more than welcome. Okay. One issue that a lot of you have a problem with, which is you say you can't do woo clap while streaming on YouTube. Um, yes, so YouTube has that issue, which is if you go to another screen, it stops playing unless you have YouTube Premium, which on a personal level I advise you to get, because if you're gonna spend time on YouTube to inshallah watch beneficial stuff, you don't want to be uh, seeing ads all the time. Most of them not being halal ads. So with YouTube Premium, you don't get any ads. If you're a student, you get a very cheap discount. I think I pay like $3 a month or something like that. So YouTube Premium, if you get it, then you can obviously navigate to other screens while it's playing in the background. Or alternatively, just play the YouTube video on another screen, on a computer, on a laptop, on TV, if you have a smart TV or whatever, and then do Woo Clap on your phone. All right. Split screen, I'm not sure if that works. If it works for you guys, I think split screen might only work if you have YouTube Premium, or it might work on some phones. I'm not sure. Okay. On a laptop, of course, it doesn't. I'm not talking about laptop. I'm talking about those of you who are on a mobile phone. Type level 2, we said that we are, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We said that we are covering day 2 is about all the words to do with home, at home. Whereas last time we talked about what? Personal identity. There are a few things obviously that I have announced or talked about at the beginning of today's lesson. Please, if you're joining now, go back to the first 5-10 minutes so that you know what's happening. The most notable thing being that these sessions, the daily sessions, are now going to become once every other day. So day 2, tomorrow you do all your assignments, which is Sunday, and then Monday we're going to do day 3, inshallah. That's the most notable thing I've mentioned. But you can also check other things out at the beginning of the video once this stream is over. Those level 1 that are still around, hello Salan, if you need to leave, no problem. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and all those good stuff, inshallah. And when I say comment, by the way, not just in here, when the video is over, you come back to watch it, you rewatch it, inshallah. Also leave comments, inshallah ta'ala, to support the channel and the initiative. So level 1, we talked about nouns and function words and some verbs. This is included for you level 2, guys, in your flashcards and everything. Okay, I just haven't spent time explaining them to you because I assume you know them. So what are the things that are specific to you that I have not covered in level 1? Then they are 3 more categories of words. 3 categories of words. Okay, we have city, appliances, and home. Okay, home, that's just a very general topic, something I couldn't find any other place for. Why do you have city anyway? City, because you live in a city. You live in a city, right? So أسكن. What if I say to you أين بيتك, where's your house, or أين السكن? You say مثلا أسكن في الرياض. أسكن في حي المطار. Okay, so this is what I mean with city. So when it comes to city, of course, بارك الله فيكم, these words are curriculum words. Remember that. Level 2 is all about curriculum words. These words are there in بين يديك. العربية بين يديك from unit 1 to unit 16. All I did is I took all these words and put them into categories, and we covered one theme every single day. Okay? So the first thing I want you to do is write me 3 cities in Arabic. So go to WooClap. Okay? Write 3 cities in Arabic. And then after that, I'll show you what cities I have for you. Now, WooClap is being a bit annoying. I'm going to close WooClap and open another screen because the whole Zoom settings, zooming in and zooming out. I can't figure out how to fix it. Hope that works. Right. All right. Write 3 cities in Arabic. Bismillah. Don't write them in English, please. In Arabic. And I hope that you write cities that are different. No. Write cities that are different. Okay? To how they are normally in English. There are some cities actually like that. Riyadh, جبيل الرياض الدمام جدة طوكيو نيويورك ملبورن. نعم. Right, to try and write me some Arabic cities because the Arabic cities are normally the ones that in English are spelled different. Okay. Misr is not a city. Misr is a country. Al Urdun is a country. Syria is a country. London, okay. Syria, London, Saudi. Saudi is not even a country. There's actually a nationality. Al Qahira. Now that's a good one. I like that. Wait. There we go. Al Qahira. Why do I say Al Qahira is a good one? Because Al Qahira is very much different from Cairo. Right? So give me like a city that, is completely different. How it is in Arabic and written in English. Al Qahira is one of them. Okay. How about Darul Bayda? Who knows what Darul Bayda is? Darul Bayda. Casablanca. You see? That's completely different. Then you have Ad-Dimishq. Ad-Dimishq. In English, they say Damascus. But anyway, you got the hang of this. Mumtaz. Okay, what cities do we have from Bani Yadayk? I wasn't even showing you the woo clap again. I'm so confused with this. Allah musta'an. No problem. Going back to Ramno, we have these cities. We have first we have cities which are like Mecca, easy. Mishq, also mentioned in London, and we have Jeddah. Okay. I think Riyadh was mentioned there as well in one of the dialogues. I also have three things that are not actually cities, but they are connected to cities, which is Hay, neighborhood. Hay, which means neighborhood. Hay also in Arabic means alive, but I think is one of those words that have been used for neighborhood because neighborhoods are lively, right? Hay, or that's where people live, right? عاصمة, capital. عاصمة. ما عاصمة المملكة العربية السعودية؟ عاصمتها الرياض. عاصمتها الرياض. And then we have Medina. Medina means city. And we already talked yesterday about the difference between Medina and Al-Medina. Medina is general. Any city is called Medina. We say Medina to Riyadh, Medina to London, Medina to Jeddah, Medina to Birmingham, Medina وهكذا. But Al-Medina with Alif Lam, then we mean a specific city, okay, which is the city of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Then we have appliances. Before I give you the list of appliances, I want you to write me three appliances. Three things. Look around in the room you're in right now and find three things that you can write in Arabic. Okay? Bismillah. Right, three things you can find in your room that you're in right now that you can write in Arabic. Okay. غسالة. Kursi. Kursi is not an appliance. Come on. Appliance is something electronic for the most part. مسبحة. You got a swimming pool at home? Allahumma barik. Okay. Sarir, not sarir. Sarir, not sarir. ثلاجة is a good one. ثلاجة, that's an appliance. روحة, what's روحة? I think you mean مروحة, which is a fan. مروحة, not روحة. طويلا, what's طويلا? ما معنى طويلا؟ بارك الله فيك. جوال, okay, جوال, mobile phone. تلفزيون, مطبخ, حاسوب. نعم. اوكي ممتاز. كأس not appliance. طيب ممتاز أحسنتم. طيب these are the appliances that we have. We have ثلاجة, refrigerator, حاسوب, computer, من الحساب. When we go to level 3, I'm going to show you inshallah from which verbs these nouns have been created. Because most of the appliances and most of the tools that you have at home, barakallah fikum, in Arabic, they are taken from what? They are taken from a verb, from the verb that does that thing. It's called ism ala. Okay, so for example, you have thalj, which means ice. ثلجت to turn something into ice. So the thing that turns things into ice, refrigerate in other words, we call it ثلاجة. Then you have hasiba, which means to count or to calculate. Now the thing that we use to calculate stuff, yes, is a hasub. Sakhana, which means to heat something up. Now the thing we use to heat things up, we call it sakhan, and so on and so forth. So most of the things you find that most of these ala, these alat, they're taken from a verb. So this is the perfect opportunity to also learn those verbs, which level 3 people get to do, because these are what we call dictionary words. These are words that are connected to the word. But for level 2, we stick to the words in the actual curriculum, and level 3 we expand on them. Okay. Then we have munabbih. Munabbih literally means something that notifies you. Munabbih. Okay, but in this context, munabbih means alarm clock because it notifies you of the time. Hatif, telephone. Okay. Hatif comes from the word hatafa, which means to call out. Okay, so that's where they got hatif from, things you use to call. Mirwaha, and they have midfa'ah. Midfa'ah, dafi. You know dafi, which means warm. Midfa'ah, something that makes things warm. It makes the room warm, heater. Okay, those are 3 appliances. Then we have some general words connected to just the house, which is bait and shaqqa. Now, bait and shaqqa are types of homes you might live in. House is a standalone building, where a shaqqa is like a flat, right? Shaqqa is like a flat. Type. Seems like we're going to manage to start early, or maybe even on time for level 3, because there's not much to cover for you guys in level 2, right? I actually advise all level 2 students to join level 1 as well, because in level 1 we cover the most important words, and then level 2 we just end up with the things that were I wouldn't say supplementary, but they are in the curriculum, but they're not the 20/80 we talked about, right? They're not the 20% that gives you 80% of the results. They just kind of like to fill in the blanks. And then level 3 is like maximizing things and just, going to the next level. So I'm actually done with level 2 explanation of the words. Obviously, what I can do now is come up with a question on WooClap. طيب. ممتاز. All right. So the question I'm going to ask on WooClap is, you see these words, they're normally found in certain rooms inside the house, which we covered in level 1. Level 1, we talked about different rooms in the house, okay? مطبخ, مصلى, حمام, غرفة نوم, غرفة جلوس. Now, I want you to tell me where you would find these words. So we're going to take them one by one. Let's go with ثلاجة. We'll start with specifically those that have specific places in the house. تلفاز, you'd find that in a specific place. منبه, you'll find that in a specific place. And فرن, you'll find that in a specific place. Okay? So now the question is going to be on WooClap أين. That you have to tell me where it is. Okay? واضح? طيب. Let me post the question. أين الفرن? I want you to answer with where you would normally find a فرن. Okay? أين الفرن? I don't want to give away the answer, by the way. I think next time I'm going to use fill in the blank or something. So now it's giving away the answer. Okay, so it's quite clear that most of you said what? مطبخ. في المطبخ. Don't say في المطبخ with a ta. مطبخ with a ta. Okay? Not مطبق. مطبق is actually a food that we eat. Is this khubuz, bread with tuna. So that they call that مطبق. Anyone who lives in Saudi knows what that is. ما معنى فرن? الفرن is um, the oven. فرن هو الأوفن. طيب. Next one. This time I'm going to make a fill in the blank so that we don't see the answers. Bismillah. Okay. Question is السؤال الثاني أين المنبه؟ Okay. المنبه في and then you have the blank. All right. I'm going to put a timer of 1 minute. طيب. Ready? 3, 2, 1, start. تفضل. أين المنبه؟ أين المنبه؟ أين المنبه؟ المنبه في. Do not write في. I already wrote في for you. Okay. المنبه في. 2 seconds. All right. 33% of you got it right. في غرفة النوم. Okay. This, I was expecting this mistake. الغرفة النوم, I was expecting that. We never say الغرفة النوم, we say غرفة النوم because it's مضاف إليه. Okay. في غرفة النوم. Feel غرفة نوم. لا, don't write feel. Feel means elephant, by the way. Don't write feel. في and then space and then ألف لام الغرفة النوم. See, we need writing practice. في غرفة الجلوس. No, I don't think you'll find an alarm clock in the غرفة الجلوس, to be honest. في المطبخ. Not really. طيب, okay, next question. أين. Next question is أين التلفاز? Okay. التلفاز في. Let's stop sharing my screen so you don't see the answer. طيب, بسم الله. أين التلفاز؟ Funny thing about the issues with the zooming in. I need to actually zoom in using these buttons. It's more like it. Okay. أين التلفاز؟ Oh, sorry, it says المنبه. That's a mistake. Sorry, it's meant to say التلفاز في. That's actually wrong. I forgot to correct that. التلفاز في. not المنبه في. التلفاز في. 3, 2, 1. في غرفة الجلوس. نعم, في غرفة الجلوس. غرفة الجلوس. not غرفة جلوس. لا, غرفة الجلوس. Okay. تلفاز في غرفة النوم. Not a good idea. في غرفة السرير. I don't know what غرفة السرير is. First time I hear of something called غرفة السرير. That is what we would call a literal translation. Bedroom. غرفة سرير. لا لا. Now it works. Okay. I told you غرفة نوم. That's what Arabs call it. غرفة نوم is bedroom. You can't literally translate say غرفة سرير. You're basically speaking English. Okay. طيب. غرفة الجلوس. طيب. Okay. One last one. آخر واحد. I need to learn these keyboard shortcuts. Going back and forth all day is headache. طيب, last question. أين الثلاجة? Okay, this one should be easier. I mean, definitely ثلاجة has a very specific place. Okay. أين الثلاجة? Okay, بسم الله. There you go. أين الثلاجة؟ الثلاجة في. Don't pay attention to the way it shows up on my screen. It's not really showing up right to left. I think the mobile screen is better. I think it shows up correctly. الله أعلم. الثلاجة في. أين الثلاجة؟ أين الثلاجة؟ طيب, after this question we're going to start with level 3 إن شاء الله. طيب, بسم الله. الثلاجة في المطبخ. أيوة, في المطبخ. Not في مطبخ. You don't say in a kitchen, any kitchen. لا, it's in the kitchen. The kitchen, المطبخ. مطبخ. لا, it's not مطبخ. That's wrong. مطبخ without the ألف. الثلاجة في المطبخ. غرباء ثلاج. والله I don't know what that is. ما أدري والله. غرفة الجلوس. غرفة الجلوس. غرفة الصلاة. الثلاجة في غرفة الصلاة. لا يا شيخ, what's غرفة الصلاة anyway? We've got مصلى. I don't know about غرفة الصلاة. الثلاجة في المصلى. No. الثلاجة في الخارج, يعني الثلاجة outside. في مطبخي. Okay, it's not bad. Okay, طباق. what's طباق بالله عليك؟ نروح طباق. طيب, خلاص, ممتاز. بارك الله فيكم. Level 2, بارك الله فيكم, جزاكم الله خير. You can hang around for level 3 if you like, but right now we're going to start with level 3 إن شاء الله. طيب, ready for level 3? طيب. Okay. So level 3 guys, I say أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا, welcome. Today's theme is at home. At home. And in level 1, we talked about different rooms in the house. We covered different furniture. We covered different clothing. These are all words which you're going to cover in level 3 as well, and you're going to cover extra words on top of that. So you have these supplemental words which are extra. So even more items of clothing, even more houseware, and even more furnitures. Okay. For the core, we just covered a few, but you're going to be learning the whole list, inshallah ta'ala. Okay. We also talked about the function words such as prepositions and locational adverbs, which basically is حرف جر and ظرف مكان, which you should be aware of, which you should know, such as بين يمين خلف فوق شمال أمام تحت, and also في على إلى من and similar words. And we covered أين as well, to ask about where something is, because that's what we're talking about today. It's all about appliances, furniture, different places within the house. That's today's theme. Okay. Now, for level 2, again, we also covered cities, appliances, and home. Again, you're going to have access to all of these words to practice for level 3. Now, those are the words in بين يديك. Now, you guys in level 3 supposedly have finished العربية بين يديك level 1 and level 2. And you want to expand your vocabulary. So for you, we have two options. We have supplemental words, which are the theme words in بين يديك, which people normally overlook. We make them available for you so that you can memorize them. And we said we have 3 themes that relate to this at home, if you like, theme, which is clothing, houseware, and furniture. Okay. Those are things related to the house. So you memorize them, inshallah. Okay. And we also have what we call dictionary words. Now, dictionary words, I've said many times before and I'll explain again, are basically words that we've done in Bani Yadayk, words that we've done in Bani Yadayk, level 1 and level 2, and what are the dictionary words that are connected to it. So, for example, if we learned a verb in Bani Yadayk, what is the verbal noun for that verb? واضح? What is the opposite of that word? What is the synonym? What are synonyms of this word that we might also want to know? Okay, so that's what we call dictionary words. Things that you, if you were to go to the dictionary and look for any of the words that we've done in Bani Yadayk, what would you find there? Extra words for you to memorize. So the standard ones are the verb and the verbal noun. And we also have ism fa'al, ism maf'ul, but those you don't need to memorize. They're easily conjugated by way of rules, which we're going to do in the Sarf course, inshallah, which is after this challenge, or even after the grammar challenge. Okay, we'll go more detail regarding that. Okay, how to make ism fa'al, ism maf'ul. So now we have verbs. Okay, so we have some verbs that you've learned in Bani Yadayk, but I want you to write the noun. Okay, sorry, no, let me correct that. We have nouns, certain words we've learned in Bani Yadayk that are connected to things at home. Okay, from these nouns we can take verbs, or these nouns were taken from a certain verb. So I want you to write the noun taken from these verbs. Okay, the nouns are taken from these verbs. What do I mean by that? For example, we have jala, we have thallaja, we have nabbaha, we have hasaba, or hasiba, actually, to be correct. Hasaba, hasaba. We have satara, to cover, we have sakhana, to heat. Now, these are related to words we've learned in Bani Yadayk. I want you to tell me which words they are. Okay, let's pick a few of them. We'll take three. Let's take jala, and let's take hasaba, and let's take satara. Okay, so I want you to go to WooClap. Somebody can repost the link. I want you to answer this question, which is write the noun taken from these verbs, or you can say the verbs, write the nouns from which these verbs are taken. Either way, it doesn't matter. Okay, it goes back to the topic of are nouns taken from verbs or verbs taken from nouns. واضح? Okay, so we have from the write the noun, the verb satara has been taken from. Okay, the question now is on WooClap. Someone said the assignments and material are not yet available. They are actually. Um, but I'll answer that inshallah later on. We'll check the portal. Satara, you guys are saying it's been taken from sattar. La, not sattar. Astar. La. I want a word from Bani Yadayk, that you've actually learned. Sitara, na. Sitara. You know the word sitara? Curtain? It has been taken from the verb satara, which means to cover. Satara, sitaratan. Sitara, a curtain obviously covers your window. صح ولا لا؟ نعم. سترة ستارة. ستارة is taken from satara. Okay? Okay. Next one. Write the noun, the verb حاسب has been taken from in Bani Yadayk. Okay. What do we have here? حساب. لا. حاسوب. حاسوب, not حسابا. Look, I'm not saying any noun, right? نعم حاسب حسابا. Okay, لا بأس. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the actual noun of a a noun that is related to things connected to the home that we've done in بين يديك. محاسب, accountant, no, it's nothing to do with the house. But we do have an appliance in the house called حاسوب. So again, ستة حاسبة, you can take many nouns from حاسبة. I'm looking for the one that is connected to something at the house, in the house, that you've learned in بين يديك. If you learned بين يديك before, if not, then just think of something that is connected to home. Okay? حاسوب. آلة حاسبة, yes. حاسوب. واضح؟ طيب, ممتاز. Next one. I hope now you got the hang of it. Let's see if you can get this one right. Write the noun for the verb. Write the noun, the verb جال has been taken from. Something, again, an appliance or a device or something that you probably would see in a house, right? رجال, ايش رجال؟ جال رجال؟ لا. نعم. أحسنتم. جوال. ايوه. جوال. طيب. How is جوال? How do you end up with the word جوال anyway for mobile phone? Who knows? How do we end up with the word جوال for mobile phone? جالة means to roam. Or sometimes they use it for hiking as well. Okay, جوالة, people that are hiking, they're roaming around, they're walking around different places. So how did the word جوال, mobile phone, take on that meaning? What do you think? Huh? ما رأيكم? Roaming network. Yeah, because Jawal, basically, before, when you want to speak to someone, you're stuck at home, right? Hatif, you have to go home for your Hatif to call someone. Like الحين لا, جوال, it roams around with you, it goes with you wherever you go. It's mobile. صح? That's why they called it جوال. طيب. ممتاز. All right. Next step, we have the verbal noun that we take from verbs. So we have verbs, barakallahu fikum, that you've covered in بين يديك. Verbs we've learned in بين يديك, but you haven't learned their verbal nouns. You haven't learned their masdar. So now we're going to fill that gap. All right? So what are the verbs we've done in بين يديك that are connected to home? Let me ask that question actually first. Give me a verb. All right? Give me a verb that is connected, or a verb that you would normally do at home. Give me a verb that is connected to home. So something you'd normally do at home. Anything that's connected to home. Right? Give me a verb. Bismillah. In Arabic, أكل, نعم. Even though you might eat outside as well. But of course, mainly you eat at home. I hope at least you do. استيقظ, لا, هذا خطأ. Not with ضاد, with the ضاء. استيقظ. استيقظ with a ضاء, not with a ضاد. غسل, شرب, نام, قراءة. ما شاء الله, if you read at home, أحسنت, well done. I don't know what أخل is, to be honest. غسل, you wash things at home. نعم. اجلس, you sit at home. يسكن, نعم, that's a good one. نعم. يسكن في بيت, you live in a house. نعم. طبخ, نعم, you cook at home. لبس, you wear your clothes, hopefully before you leave the home. نعم, أحسنتم. خلع, I think من خلع, which means to take clothes off. نعم, you'd only be doing that at home, I hope. خلع, not خلع. خلع with عين. Okay? أحسنتم. اغتسل, نعم, to shower, you would do that at home as well. نعم. نظف, to clean. You can clean anywhere, but yeah. نعم, you got the point. Okay, ممتاز. All right, so these are the words. These are some of the words that you've mentioned, but let's look at the words that we've actually covered in بين يديك that are connected to home. We have um what? No, no, no. These are the wrong ones. Sorry, I copied the wrong words. Just give me one moment. I don't know how that happened. لحظة بس. Those were yesterday's words. Let me look for day two's words. لحظة بس. Okay. Okay, I've got a lot of words here. Some are useful. Some of them are not. Sorry, a little mishap there. I actually copied the wrong words. I'm going to copy the correct ones now, but again, I haven't reviewed them, but we'll do that online. I'll tell you which ones are wrong, which ones are right as we go over them. The ones I was showing you earlier, they were the verbal nouns for day one, such as um, the verbs connected to different occupations and the likes. Oh no, my notes app seems to be stuck. Can everybody hear me? طيب. I lose connection. Okay, no, it's just the app, it seems like. طيب. So these are some of the verbs that we have. Like I said, not all of them are suitable. But we have جالة جولانا, which is to roam. ثلج ثلجا, which is for ثلاجة. Okay, we took ثلج from ثلاجة. نبه from منبه. ستر from ستارة. سخن from سخان. حسب from or حاسب from حاسوب. حاسب حسابا. كنس to vacuum, that's something you do at home as well. غسل جاء مجيئا. صلى صلاة وهكذا. طيب. Write the verbal noun for the following verbs. I've already included some of the verbal nouns, but let me try and beat you quickly to it. Actually, let me just stop sharing the screen so you can't see it. And I'm going to ask you on WooClap to write the verbal nouns or the masdar for these words, inshallah. طيب. Let me pick a few words for you. Okay, that should be enough. طيب. So these verbs, some of them نعم, are things you do at home, and some of them are appliances at home, the things that they do. Okay? So سخن, for example, it's not that you would do that particularly, but you have a sakhan that does that. صح? طيب, Bismillah. The first one would be, let me copy the question. Write the verbal noun for the following verb. Okay, so that's basically what you meant to do. Okay? Bismillah. For the verb. First one is sakhana. Okay, Bismillah. What is the masdar for sakhana? What is the masdar for sakhana? Again, obviously, you're going to practice all of this online. But the purpose of the live lecture is just to get you to have the hang of it or understand what we mean. لا, I don't want sakhan. لا, 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 لا. I didn't say give me the noun taken from بين يديك for sakhana. لا, that was the question we've done earlier. Right now on the masdar. مصدر سخن يسخن ها نعم سخينا لا أيوة, someone's got the correct answer. سخن, one person's got it right so far. I can only see one correct answer so far. Two correct answers actually. Okay. نعم. سخن يسخن تسخينا. تسخينا. So to heat something up it's called تسخين. التسخين. نعم. Okay. أحسنتم. All right. Hope now you got the hang of it. I don't want you to write the actual اسم آلة or something. لا. Give me specifically the masdar. The verbal noun or the masdar. Okay, I should have wrote masdar actually for you guys. Right? I'm going to write masdar because I'm sure you know what masdar means. If anything, I write verbal noun in between brackets. Things they are in Arabic, verbal noun in English, but in Arabic it's called masdar. Write the masdar for the fi'l. I have to write this in Arabic too. Masdar for the fi'l. I might as well actually write the whole thing in Arabic. اكتب اكتب مصدر فعل. ايوه, there we go. We got it in Arabic now. Hope it shows up properly. اكتب مصدر فعل شاهد. اكتب مصدر فعل شاهد. شاهد ايش؟ شاهد يشاهد شهادة. لا. نعم, شهادة is also correct, but that's not the one that we have here in Benedict. مشاهدة, that's what we mean. شاهد يشاهد. Sorry, شهادة is شهد, not شاهد. شهد شهادة. That's why it's important to learn these masadir, my dear brothers and sisters. Okay? Shahada, the shahada that we do, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, there's a big difference between ashhadu wa ushahidu. Ushahidu means I'm watching. Ashhadu means I bear witness. Okay? And the original verb is shahada and shahida. Shahid Allahu annahu la ilaha illahu. Shahid Allah. Not shahad Allah. La, shahid Allah. That masdar for that is shahadatan, which is the shahada. But shahada, which means to look and watch something, is mushahadatan. شاهد يشاهد مشاهدة. لذلك مهم جدا. Can you explain what masdar is? Masdar, basically, I explained it in the first lesson on day 1. Masdar is that it gives you the meaning of the action without it being connected to a tense. Okay? So let's say al-qira'ah, reading. So it gives you the meaning of the act of reading. But it's not a verb. Why? Because it doesn't tell you when that reading happened. It doesn't say, I read, or I'm reading, or I'm going to read. There's no tense involved. That's masdar. Masdar is basically a verbal noun. It is the form of that verb if it were to be a noun. Okay? So let's say qira'ah is reading. I'm reading, you're reading. Okay, that's fine. But the actual reading itself, obviously in English is confusing because it's the same. Reading is the actual verb, and it's also verbal noun. Same. It's kind of, okay, it's confusing. But in Arabic, it's very different, right? There was no masters for day 1. Will there be for day 2? Yeah, there is actually, but it was just posted late, I think. But I believe there is right now on the portal, but we'll check it in a moment. Okay? طيب. Let's do one more. اكتب مصدر فعل جلس, which is something you would do where? Oh man, I kind of gave it away. جلس يجلس ماذا؟ Now this one's kind of easy. All right. But I chose this one مجالسة. لا 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 خطأ. وين هذا؟ You see, you can't just write anything. مجالسة is from جالس. فرق بين جلس وجالس. You guys need صرف. مجالسة, it has the meaning of not sitting somewhere, but sitting also with someone else. That's why the scholars they say when it comes to al-bid'ah, النهي عن مجالسة أهل البدع, not the julus أهل البدع. You're not warned against the sitting of Ahl Bid'ah, like sitting the way they sit or whatever. لا. مجالستهم. Mujalasa is something that is mutual. Two people, they're sitting together. جالس. جالسه, he sat with him, sitting together. Whereas jalasa is you yourself sitting down as opposed to standing or have you. عرفت الفرق؟ والله يا أخي, Arabic sarf and these differences are very, very important. They have a major effect on your understanding of the Quran and Sunnah and the speech of the scholars. لا مجالس لا. مجالس جمع مجلس. Okay? And is not a masdar. مجلس is اسم المكان, is the place where you sit. مجلس is the place where you sit. It's not the masdar. The masdar is julus. مجلس اسم المكان is the place where you sit. So the sitting, the places of sitting. واضح؟ تجليس لا. تجليس is to make someone else sit down. جلسه, which really makes sense, but it's seating where you let someone else sitting down. The place where you let someone else sitting down. أجلس. أجلس تجليس, to make someone sit down somewhere. Place where you make them sit, seating place. Okay? نعم. All right, let's do one more. One more? You guys up for one more? مصدر فعل استيقظ. Nah, let's go for سكن. سكن. ما مصدر سكن؟ سكن أسكن لا. or أسكن لا. That's not the مصدر. سكن سكن. سكينا لا لا سكينا. نعم. سكون لا, it's not سكون. ساكن لا, it's not ساكن. ساكن isn't فاعل. إسكان لا, إسكان is from تسكين. إسكان is from سكن or أسكن إسكانا or تسكينا. مساكن لا. مساكن is جمع, is the plural of مسكن. Okay? Which مسكن is المصدر الميمي, they call it. It's actually a masdar, but it's a specific type of masdar called masdar الميمي. But yeah, the correct answer here is سكنا. سكن يسكن سكنا. سكنا. Okay? سكنا. That's why the third chapter of بين يديك is called السكن. السكن. Residence. The act of living somewhere, residing somewhere. أين تسكن؟ أسكن في بيت. سكن. Residing. أين, where do you reside? أسكن في بيت. Where do you live? أسكن سكنا. واضح؟ والله جعل لكم من بيوتكم سكنا. نعم. طيب. Alright, inshallah, 11 o'clock, we're going to suffice with that. I'm actually quite shocked. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. These days, I see, seems like I developed the habit or the ability or the skill of finishing on time. I hope that continues, inshallah. Those were the dictionary words, barakallah fikum. You have the supplementary words, but there's no need for me to cover them really. You'll just memorize them with the flashcards. Clothing you have houseware as well. Houseware items such as mattress, closet, cover, mukayyaf, which is air conditioner, table, firash, bed, and all the different things you find in the house. Then you got furniture. We've covered some of them for level 1, but you got even more. Some of them might be misplaced. As your tabaq's not really a furniture, is it? These are more like houseware. I think the categorization needs to be fixed a little bit, right? I was rushing a little bit, but I'll rethink the categorization, and you get to practice that on the portal, inshallah. Now, let me quickly show you what we have on the portal to show you what has been posted, what hasn't. Now, can you please explain the difference between these similar words and how to know when to use which one? طالب, تلميذ, معلم, مدرس, أسرة, أهل. These words, they're synonyms. If you really want to know the difference between them, you go back to books like الفروق اللغوية that tell you the subtle differences. But for all practical purposes, you can just consider them to be the same word. They have similar meanings. واضح? Are there any shortcuts to figuring out the masdar? Now, not really. And that's why we memorize them, because masadir, they don't really follow a specific pattern. Apart from, there are some shortcuts actually. When I say masadir don't follow a specific pattern, I'm talking about the masadir that this in Sarf they call thulathi, from verbs are three root letters. However, if they increase and they become, if they're not mujarrad, if they become mazid, as in you have those verbs where you add extra letters to them, then they follow a specific pattern. So in all honesty, most masadir have a pattern which you will learn in Sarf, but there's a good portion of masadir that don't follow a pattern, which is the thulathi mujarrad. They don't follow a pattern. Those you have to memorize. Are there shortcuts? Absolutely. You can learn the pattern. For example, any verb that comes that is fa'ala, such as kharraja, dakhala, ghassala. Okay? Then the masdar is taf'il. Kharraja, takhrij. Okay? Ghassala, taghsil. Likewise, any verb, any of these. So there is a connection between the actual original verb and the masdar if it is more than three letters. But if it's three letters, the original verb, then it doesn't follow a pattern. But that's something you learn in Sarf, inshallah. After the grammar challenge, in the grammar challenge, we'll touch on some of the Sarf, but after the grammar challenge, we'll do a dedicated book on Sarf, inshallah ta'ala. طيب. Lesson's over, like I said, but I'm just going to quickly show you guys the portal and see what we have. Okay. Now, what's causing the confusion, let me tell you what's causing the confusion, is the fact that all the assignments have been posted on the course called Level 3, Vocabulary Challenge Level 3. I can see right now that the assignment's actually there, and I'm going to show you guys as well. If last time you checked was a couple of hours ago, then I know where you're coming from. If, however, if you checked recently, then you'll find that the assignments are actually there, and I'm going to show you right now what you should be seeing. Oh no. I was about to restart my browser. Okay, alhamdulillah, I didn't. Let me show you this. Bismillah. So this is the portal. So we have the video. This is day one, by the way. Day two is going to come, by the way. If you're asking for day two, day two will be tomorrow, inshallah. Day two resource will be released tomorrow. Hopefully in the future, if we're a bit ahead, we're not playing catch up, then hopefully we release as soon as the session is over. But we're not there yet. So you have the flashcards. You have the supplementary flashcards as well. You have the learning mode as well for supplementary. And here you have the assignment. Now there is a few, actually there's a few flashcards missing. Seems like it hasn't been added. I'm going to add that right now. Give me 1 minute. 1 minute and all of the flashcards will be added as well to where they belong. All the other flashcard exercises. But the assignment is there, which is the main thing that you need to do. Right now I'm going to import. I mean, they are there actually. The flashcards that are there, but they are in the practice section. I'm going to bring them over now to the level 3 section. And like I said, the practice section, we're going to get rid of that. Okay, so right now everything that's there, we have, what do we have? Flashcards, learning mode. Okay, no, yeah, it seems it hasn't been uploaded yet. I need to follow up with the member of the team. I will get that sorted, inshallah. The opposites and the synonyms and the plurals for level 3. Okay, I thought they were uploaded, but they're not. They'll be uploaded, inshallah, and the assignment is there as well. Okay, but having said that, if you want, you can access the level 2. You can access the synonyms and the plurals and the opposites in level 2. It's good enough. It covers at least 70 or 60% of what's in level 3. Okay, level 2 assignment is ready. Level 2 assignment is ready. Let me show you. Level 2 assignment is ready. I'll show you now. I've recorded a video as well showing you how to do it. specifically in level 1. Let me just double check it's been released. Oh, okay. Allah musta'an. Let me show you what happened. So as you can see, it was actually ready. I uploaded everything, but I just forgot to change it from soon to free, as in being available. So sorry about that. My bad. I forgot that little setting. I forgot, and it was not available. So, but now it's available, inshallah. Let me double check. Level 3 is not the same as well. Level 3, yeah, level 3 is the same issue. Gonna make it free. Now it's available. I've done that for level 1, but it seems like I forgot to do it for level 2 and level 3. Level 1 is there. So level 1 is available, you see. But I haven't done that for level 2 and level 3, but I've done it now. So Jazakallah khair for pointing that out. It's available right now. Okay? Allah yahfadkum. Yeah, so if someone can double check now that it's actually available, let me know, inshallah. You know, when you're rushing all the time and you're playing catch up, that's what happens. But alhamdulillah khair, no problem. Now it's available. So all of the assignments for day 1 are available now. Let me just double check again. I've saved it. Yes. Now. Now it's there. Okay. طيب inshallah. Is there? Alhamdulillah. Okay. Sorry about that. That was a major blooper. طيب. Alhamdulillah. At least it's there now. Have a go at the day 1. At least I'll keep you busy. Alhamdulillah, gives me some time until around Asr or Maghrib time, where I will get everything for day 2 ready as well. So day 1, try to finish it before tomorrow evening, and then day 2 will be available, and you get to do day 2 as well tomorrow, and also Monday up until we have the session. So next session is going to be inshallah ta'ala Monday this time, inshallah. So you have tomorrow for day 1 and day 2 as well if you want tomorrow and the day after. So bi'idhnillah al-kareem, by the time all of you join me again for Monday, everyone should be on track. Hopefully I should be on track as well. طيب, جزاكم الله خير. Allah يحفظكم جميعا. Don't forget, of course, to like, subscribe, share the khair, comment, and do all of those good stuff, inshallah, and help in the spread of khair. Allah يحفظكم جميعا. I look forward to seeing all of you on Monday. هذا والله أعلم. وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.